Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. This is very, very shortly after the last one. Just wanted to talk more. I'm feeling a little insecure today. Kind of getting that vibe that the last one was a little bit too hyper. But I'm back here, and I'm here to talk, and I'm here to speak to the wind. Because that's the only thing that'll listen. I got some more questions from a couple lovely friends. I would love to just dive into them. Let's start with the positive ones because I'm not feeling too positive right now. What would you do if you could 5 times your income? What would change in your life? Ooh. So 5 times my income. I'm trying to do the math in my head. Oh my god. I can't do math right now. Oh yeah, okay, I just did the math. Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to say I would have an exciting answer. I definitely wouldn't buy a whole farm of capybaras or anything like that. I probably would just do a bunch of really financially smart things and then a bunch of financially dumb things. I would buy a house, and then I would also buy a bunch of cars, and then I would hire someone to train me how to cook. Actually, you know what? I would hire someone to cook for me and then train me while I do that. Oh, this person isn't coming to talk to me. No, it doesn't look like they are. I probably would, what would I do? I'd buy a bunch of BMWs. You know, what else? I probably wouldn't do much with it. I'd probably save it all. That's a boring-ass answer. Advice for feeling stuck or not far enough in life at your age. Well, the issue with that is that everyone's going to feel that way. And I know multiple people that are like years younger than me that feel that way, and then some people that don't feel that way. And they're like 5 years older than me. So it's going to feel that way until you're like late in life, I think. Because you want to have all the answers, and you can't have all the answers until you've experienced all the things. So if you feel like no one appreciates you, or you're not going anywhere and you're just stuck in this hole, it's because you're not trying enough new things, and you're not making yourself uncomfortable. You're staying in your comfort zone. That is basically what it is. You're staying in your comfort zone. And that always will be like the answer, is that you're staying in your comfort zone. And this is advice I need to hear myself, because I tend to give advice I need to hear. But yeah, you just have to keep, I don't know, man, you have to keep trying things that make you uncomfortable. Whether it's a new job or taking a sidetrack to that one mini mart you've never really been to on the way home, or that photo spot you wanted to drive past. This photo spot, that's just specific to me, I guess, because I'm a photographer, but that's bright. The counter is going up. Keep saying no, talking to that person that you didn't want to talk to because you're too nervous, or feel like you took so much effort to try this education or this job and it doesn't feel right and you feel stuck. Stick with it and then find something that makes you happy and that scares you. Like right now, I'm doing this. This makes me scared, but it also makes me happy. Because I can sit here and I could say absolutely nothing. I could say the most dumb things. And I know it's only going to get 9 to 10 views, but it makes me feel a sense of accomplishment. And it makes me feel like my weekend was filled with something. And it probably won't lead to anything for a while. But nothing good comes fast. And if good things do come fast, they don't last long. And if they last long, no, I just don't think they last long. What is, just kind of reading off one of the other questions, what's something that's motivating me right now? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. It used to be my car. Now I have that. It used to be photography. People just don't answer anymore. It's hard to always be the positive person. And because whatever you promote, whatever you act like, is the person that you, or sorry, let me rephrase that. The attitude that you bring, I don't even know how to word it. Oh God, thinking too much. The energy that you provide is the energy that comes around you. I'm not wording that correctly, but that's what I mean. Like, if you're a negative person, you're gonna have negative people around you, or you're gonna have the positive people around you, like, scared, because they're like, I don't want to be around this all the time. And I struggle with that. I used to be that way for a long time. I used to, all the time, beg for attention on my social media, and I used to post indirect things on my Instagram or Snapchat or whatever it was. And I think that's really immature, but it happens. You know, it's a canon event for everyone. It is a canon event. It's a thing you have to go through. But that's why I found everything just kind of rolls into the next lesson, the life lesson. Like, this life lesson is obviously teaching me that, you know, I can't be dependent on other people, and I can't wait for something to motivate me to do it. But that also teaches me that I need to live in the moment, and that the end goal is never the enjoyable part. It's always the path to the end goal. Like right now, this is probably going to be the most enjoyable part. Not me making a bunch of money, not me having a perfect life afterwards. Sorry, I'm talking directly into the mic. Not me having a perfect life afterwards. It's the journey up, seeing the progression, seeing my attitude slowly change, seeing the people I meet, seeing the comments from people, and affecting other people. Damn, I haven't even got through any of the other questions, so I'm just deep diving. What's your origin story for photography? Like, where did you start? What's your motivation? What's your goal? My origin story was like nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. I started when I was 15, maybe-ish. I don't remember the exact age. I had a bunch of Canons. I can't think of an exact moment. I don't have that one specific story. Like, this made me pick up a camera. I really want to take a photo. But I would just take it to a bunch of muscle car shows and take photos, the same exact 5 photos, or same exact 2 angles of the car on every car. And I thought it was cool. I'm like, I don't know where to put all this, so I had a Facebook page. I made that Facebook page, called it Ben Holiday's photography. And then it's still up, but I probably should delete it now. And I started posting, and I guess this could be the origin story. Me and my best friend Austin. I met him at my old job. We made a joke about Ransom Media because him and I both like the song Ransom by Lil Tecca. And we created Ransom Media page, and him and I both used to take photos. He was like, I don't really like taking photos that much, but he posted a few because he had a camera, and I posted a bunch. And we used to just take photos of each other's cars. And then I started going to meets, and I started talking to more people, and I would try my hardest to post every time I went to a car meet. And that is where I got a majority of my following. I don't know if you want to call it a following, because it's been 3 or 4 years, and I only have like 2,000 followers. And I made those 2,000 like 2 or 3 years ago, and I haven't really changed since. I remember when the 1,000 followers was huge for me. But what keeps me going is that I enjoy it. Me and all of my photographer friends know that you can't really fight for payment, because you try to get people to pay and they just won't. It's nice, don't get me wrong. If you want to make it a business, sure. But you can't, if you like photography and you want people to pay, you're going to be searching forever and ever and ever for payment. And then never actually end up taking photos. But also, there's no accountability if people don't pay. You tell them to show up and they won't show up. Oh, I got busy today. Oh, my car's in the shop. Whatever. I'll just do it because I like it. Is there any advice you could give to someone wanting to start a podcast or YouTube? I don't know, dude. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a podcaster. I'm just a guy. The only advice is the same advice I'd give you for literally everything else in life. Just do it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. Just do it. You got nothing to lose. You think you have that pretty job sitting in front of you. You think you have those friends that are going to make fun of you, or maybe judge you and not say anything, but judge you in the sidelines. That shit's going to happen regardless, and I'm sure they do anyways. If they're going to make fun of you for a podcast, they're going to make fun of you for anything else. Even if it's just a playful jab and they're your close friends, they're still going to make fun of you. I don't do this for the approval of other people. It's nice. Like I said in my other podcast, I love attention. But if I did this based off of the approval I got off of other people, I wouldn't do it, because I never get good approval. Or sometimes, you know what hurts more than bad approval? No approval. It's radio silence. When you post something and no one interacts with it, when you post something and no one responds to it, or you're like, hey, give me feedback on this. Hey, can you ask me questions for the podcast? I'm saying this because this is what I do. You get 400 views on a story. Not a single question. Not a single interaction. It really hurts. But that's where I kind of have to relate back to the thing I said in my last podcast. Is you gotta learn to love yourself, man, because I'm digging for approval from these other people. And if I'm happy with myself, no approval from those people shouldn't matter. But it definitely does. Would your younger self look up to you now? I think you would. I think you would. Because I didn't think I'd be able to get my car at the time that I did. I didn't think I would have a cool car until way later in life. I didn't think I'd take as many photos as I'd be taking now. Yeah. So basically, that's my whole life philosophy is just do it now. Do it now. Stop thinking about it. Do it. Do it before you think, because if you think about it, you're not going to do it. You're going to come up with a reason. Even if it's valid, you're going to come up with a reason not to do it. And that same goes with the next question. Giving advice to a teen that's, like a 15-year-old or something. That's something someone asked me. Yeah, just do something now. Don't think about it. If there is that job that you are unsure of, do it now while you're thinking about the next job. There's nothing crazy. Just like if I started my job when I was 15, I would, well, not 15, I guess, because I couldn't, but when I was 18, I would have been so well off. If I would have started this podcast when I was 18, I would have been so well off. I just cared too much about what people thought of me. And all those people that cared about what I, said something to me and bullied me, they're gone now. They don't pay attention to me, I don't pay attention to them. You don't give them the time of day, they'll stop eventually. What is something you're deeply passionate about? What is something you're deeply passionate about? I say photography because I could talk about it forever, even though I'm not good at it or I don't know the exact skills. I've been doing it for almost 10 years now, but I feel like a beginner. I feel like I'm still starting out, and I try to give advice to people, and I don't know how to put it into words, so it makes me feel like I only have a year of experience, and I'm trying to, figure out the words to say it. But everyone, I've met so many people that I've I want to try to get into it. It's actually kind of fun. And I'm sure, I'd love to teach you. But it's really hard to explain everything. I guess photography is what I'm deeply passionate about. And I guess I'm starting to be passionate about mental health. I mean, it sucks because it's very cringe to me. But it's also very important to me because I sit alone a lot, and I'm I don't want people to feel like the way that I feel right now. So I guess that's what I'm passionate about. If you could have lunch with any person, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Who would it be and why? I think I had a good answer for this. I'd probably say someone that I look up to, just so I can kind of dig through conversation with them. The first person that comes to mind is Theo Vaughn. I also feel like he wouldn't, at least the way he portrays himself online, he's a little goofy, but then he gets very serious sometimes. So I'd like to sit down and talk with him, and I'm not trying to be like him because he's very funny. He always says these crazy situations. Not a single sentence from him is normal. And then he gets serious, and then everything changes, and he's very, very normal, and you realize that he's just as human as you. To be half as funny as him would be amazing to me. What's a legacy you want to leave behind? I want people to believe that they can do anything if they just try hard enough. I want people to believe that if the effort is given, you can have the same results as someone else that gave the same effort or a little bit extra. Because a lot of people think that it's not possible to do this. It's not possible to have a really good career. It's not possible to be pro drift, or it's possible to be a musician, or whatever it is. I obviously haven't achieved any of that yet, but I've seen people do it, and people that fall short and I can't do it. That's the reason they can't do it, is because they believe they can't. As soon as you believe you can, you'll stop at nothing, right? Why would you stop at something? The only obstacle in the way is you. For me, that definitely is true, because I was watching my own podcast last night. And usually I do that. I watch it over to make myself feel a little better. It makes me feel a little more confident. But my voice in the last one, oh my God, it was just so sharp and annoying. And my attitude and the jokes I was making. I even though it was like my favorite questions I've been asked, I felt so bad about it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Hopefully this one's better. What is my Starbucks order? My Starbucks order, if you don't know, I'm very obsessed with Starbucks just because it's convenient, consistent. It's a cold brew with like the ingredients of a caramel macchiato, because a caramel macchiato is a little bit much for me. It's basically a cold brew with 3 pumps of caramel, 3 pumps of brown sugar, 2 pumps of brown sugar, and a splash of whole milk. That's really good. It actually sounds really sugary now that I say it out loud. Tell me about a time you positively impacted someone. Well, the one that I can think of most recent is my coworker. I randomly asked him, I was like, what made you happy today? Maybe you could wake up tomorrow and ask what made you happy, or what you're thankful for today. And he's like, it came back to me a couple weeks later, and it's like, yeah, you really positively impacted me. And I've been thinking about that every day now that I wake up. I'm like, that means a lot to me, because I didn't think of it that deeply when I said it. I just kind of said it. It's like, what are you happy for today? And I kind of moved on. And then I didn't realize that it would impact him that much. Not to glaze myself. What's your favorite way to unwind? I like watching YouTube, but also I get like super antsy. I have a lot of ADHD, so watching YouTube is a lot of effort. I want to scroll on my phone. I hate that. I kind of do hate that about myself. I'm pretty weird that way. I feel like I missed a couple of these questions. Yeah, I mean, my dad definitely has impacted me in a positive way, like what I said for the last podcast. If no one likes you, or if you don't like yourself, no one's going to have that in common with you. That's what I think about every time. At the end of the day, it's just you. People have a tough time believing that one, because they're like, well, I have a significant other that I love. Oh, I have a child. Your child could pass away. Your significant other could pass away. Then who are you left with? You're out of town, alone. Your significant other's in another state. Your phone has no service. Who are you left with? You. Your significant other up and one day, 15 years into the marriage, says, I don't love you like I used to. Now what? I mean, stuff like that. It's not always unfortunate like that, but stuff like that happens. So you got to be happy with yourself. Yeah. So I'm trying to be a little more calm. I'd like to do this more. I really got to pee. Sorry, I'm getting up again. My camera had an issue with focusing yesterday. This is kind of me testing it out, because I put it back on a different focus mode. You know, when I left yesterday, I ended the podcast at like 5, and I didn't leave here until 7:20. And that is because the train sat there the whole time. And that sucks. Whatever. I still had a good night. It was a great night. Trying to be more positive about things, trying to see the upper end of things. I'm going to go hang out with one of my closest friends today, and I know it sounds like boring conversation, right? You don't really care that I'm going to hang out with my close friend, but that dude makes me very happy, and I tend to beg for attention a lot. Are you free today? And I hate doing that. That's so weird. I will say that. Even especially as a 24-year-old being like, are you free today? Oh my God, every week. And then them either not responding or saying, oh, I'm busy. It makes me feel like a little bit down bad. So I'd like to have a little more direction in life. I'd like to find something that brings me more peace. I like to find something that I can do every weekend, because like I've starting to go back into the gym and eat a little bit better. I've been really bad this week, I won't lie. Just not a lot motivating me recently. And people say they're there for you, but it's kind of hard when you're going through something and you don't feel like talking to anyone, and they also don't answer when they whatever. Yeah, it's a great week. There's always better things ahead for me. I'm just kind of all sad and sulky sometimes. I'll pull myself out of it. I always do. Like, I have the source of income to have a cool car. I have the source of income to buy parts for it. Of course, I can't buy the most expensive parts, and I can't do everything I want to do to it because it costs more than the car. But I can always sell it. I can always buy another one. I can afford a payment. I really wish I had like because you know what? I know that there's people that want to hear advice from some random guy in a field. Because I'll be honest, like I've gotten random comments on my other YouTube channel, and people are like, oh my god, I love your YouTube, and I'm like, I've never heard of this person before. They just found me on their Explorer. And if I could just gather those people that kind of sit on their YouTube and don't do anything all day, because I'm that way. Sometimes I'll just scroll through my recommendations. If I could just find those people and give advice to random people that maybe have no friends, or they have friends and they just don't want to externalize it. Security's not looking at me. I think security likes me. That'd be great. Maybe if someone thinks I'm attracted to, that would help. You know, there's very few things that I like in this world that make me confident, and this is one of them. Giving advice is one of them. So if you want to talk to me, if you want to say something, don't be afraid. Just because sorry, it's a bug in my face. Don't be afraid, because this is nothing to be afraid of. This was a really good test for me, because I'm feeling really calm today. Very insecure. Don't know why. It's just peak male insecurity. I'm going to do the podcast over there next time, I think, because it's kind of near the water and there's nicer grass, but it's closer to the walking path, and I'm scared of people. So good thing is there's usually not a lot of people out here. I'm going to end it here. Thank you for listening.